What's going on, everybody? It's been a minute since I've been on here. Tonight I want to talk about a lot of different things. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I'm going to talk about some financial literacy, some money talks, some crypto talks, awakening, connecting, the bridge, new paradigms, and so forth. Kind of looking back first, I'll do kind of like a two-part flow where we kind of are in our society and our life and how we got here and how the system was designed that way. So we'll let some people jump on here. And again, I just have been feeling called more and more lately, more so than ever. Remember, this is my lens, this is my perspective. Perhaps some of this stuff may not resonate with you, you disagree with, misinformation, so forth. I always say, don't believe me. I just share my lens and share my perspective and give you guys drips and drops for you to go connect your own dots. That's what it's all about. I'm not here to be the guru or anything like that. I just love sharing the things I've been connecting, the things I've discovered. Because if I just keep it to myself, what good does it do? I'd rather give it out to people. I'd rather share it with people because we're all worthy and deserving of any kind of new information, truths, dot connections, awareness, zooming in, zooming out, and so forth. So what I really want to talk about is a summary of kind of everything that has been transpiring these last few months, few weeks, but really big picture, decades. And that has to do with money. Money is such a sensitive subject, such a sensitive topic. It's something that really could trigger people. It could give them a springboard into a new life. It could make them happy. It could be used to create evil things. It can be used to manipulate. It can be used as blackmail. It could be used as a birthday gift. It's so wild how many ways money can be used. And a lot of the times, the lack of education, understanding, and awareness, for example, we don't know how money works. We don't know how it's printed, what it does, the holding value of it, our purchasing power. Things where can be so simple to learn, so simple that you can understand and connect, doesn't require you to go to college for 4 years. You can go to law school for 10 years or 8 years or doctorate school or whatnot. We have the internet, we have cell phones, we have computers, we have podcasts, YouTube, academies, online seminars. There's so much. And that's one of the best investments you could do is investing in your education. Right? And that kind of stems into our whole system that's been in place. Our educational system is more, for specific reasons in the United States, for example, more left brain linear, to put you in the phase where money is left brain and linear, which goes up and down, similar to the stock market. That there's no multiple streams, there's no multiple avenues, so to speak, of what your income can do, where your money goes, where you can invest, what's an expense, what is an asset. We're more linear-based programming. And that's what society has done for us in a way of Rockefeller-based left brain, because he wanted a nation of workers rather than thinkers, right? Nation of workers, you're just going in a linear fashion, following the guy in front of you, following the person, the manager, to the supervisor, to the vice president, to the president, just falling in a straight line, right? And eventually to maybe something that's unfulfilling. Where if you go more into a fractal pattern, right, rather than a linear aspect, that's the left brain, but a nation of thinkers and dot connectors and creators and entrepreneurs, you're going to have more things being birthed. So you're going to have more economy of goods, exchange of goods and services, more transactions, capital, and so forth. And I went to a business school, San Luis Obispo, Cal Poly, took marketing. Very little did I learn of this. And if I did, I learned it in a way where I couldn't necessarily always apply it. Knowledge is powerful. When we can apply the knowledge that we learn, we're unstoppable. And that's where we can create this new paradigm, this new earth that we all keep talking about. Now it's like the months and days go by and weeks go by. It's like, okay, who's going to do something? Who's moving things here? Who's investing there? Who's speaking their truth there? Who's birthing that community? How can we collaborate? How can we connect? At the end of the day, it's up to us. Things outside of us, we can only control so much. And we're learning that. We've learned that in 2020. Right? So not veering away too far from the linear system, which is the schooling system. And it is heavily more designed to favor lawyers, doctors, architects, more specific, high-paying end jobs to create more of a separation in society, right? Where now have these specialists. And here's what I want to do also as well. Pause right here. I'm not saying we don't need doctors, lawyers, and these things. That's not what I'm saying. It's just the system in which they have been birthed, and that many of us, including myself and many people, go through is in fact skewed in a way that might not bring out the gifts in people that they've been designed to share. It might have been to suppress those gifts in people, to make them think that they can only have value and success in society by getting a high-paying job, getting a promotion, getting a degree, getting an accolade, getting a boost, owning their own company and business and whatnot. and yet there's so much more than what meets the eye. So you're seeing how the education system, even as early years as high school, college, then to grad school and so forth. And then you have the workforce, right? Which again is a heavily corporate American structured workforce. And yes, that's absolutely vital. We have that in our economy. Is it for everybody? No. Are there options? Yes. Are people taught it? Absolutely not, especially not in school. And so when they get taught these other options of creating abundance that they can give back to people, what happens when they get taught it, it triggers them. It gets us upset, and we create projections and we create assumptions, and we get kind of frustrated that we didn't learn this stuff growing up, right? Because network marketing, direct sales, affiliate marketing, and so forth, all of them are things that I didn't learn much. And when you learn about them, you probably learn from a blog or your friend that takes you to a little event and so forth. And their education is not there. Where in terms of college, you have years of it. So it's hard to really blame that because you were taught so many different things. It was just different information than what you're used to. Okay, so the linear left brain system is now taking a toll on people in society today that want to work from home a little bit more, that want to start their own home-based business, that want to start another stream of income, which is so important because that takes us to the next topic, which is really our dollar, our purchasing value, right? Things that we can buy our dollar with. I'm 31 years old. I've learned this stuff about money just maybe the last couple of years. I had a different upbringing, more focus on sports. It really didn't grasp financial literacy in myself. And I started reading a bunch of books, started doing it myself, connecting the dots, learning from other people, and then brought me to this realization of how everything is interconnected. Everything is so interconnected with money. So you can ask yourself certain questions that I like to ask myself is, what is my relationship to money? Where does money come from? How does money circulate? How is money exchanged? What is taxes? What are assets? Why do we pay rent? What is mortgage? Questions are going to bring you a lot of answers. And yet not many of us know these answers, and we got to dig a little bit for them. You do a little research. And doesn't take much because you start connecting these dots. So the financial literacy has been lacking in society. You pay a high price to learn this stuff. I give this to you guys for free. I share with our Wake community because the more of you we can educate and the more of you that we can empower, the more people on here watching the replay and watching this now that learn how the system works, learn the value of money, how currency and money are different, what a blockchain and cryptocurrency is all about, how we can still use gold and silver to reinvest in our world, how we can share something that helps people and at the same time receive abundance to take care of our bills and finances. You start putting a lot of problem reaction solutions in the past. And that's what they don't want. That's not the case, because the whole system in itself, the things that we are waking up to in society, and those that have been waking up to things in society, they see that stability and sustainability is not quite there anymore. That certainty, right? That guaranteed job, that guaranteed salary, just like today, the banks could all go down. The stock market can crash, the dollar can get devalued. So asking yourself, what are these other backup plans? What are these other opportunities? What are these other opportunities that could bring forth not only money, that could bring forth not only health, they can bring forth financial literacy, they can bring forth self-development, they can bring forth understanding of how the system works. Because here's the thing, you guys, over and over, the more you learn about the system, how it works, how it all works, you know exactly what to do next. You know exactly what to do. It's just the lack of education and awareness and understanding about the dollar, about what you can buy, about how commission-based referral businesses are, what real estate is, how you can reinvest, things like that, right? Looking in a basic history lesson, The Hidden Secrets of Money, an amazing presentation on YouTube as well. So let's now shift a little bit. So talking about money, obviously your purchasing power, the dollar you have in your bank is slowly going down to nothing. Most of our countries around the world don't even use the dollar anymore. In the past, we've had all of our gold taken from us and taken to the Vatican, the royal family, and all that stuff. So America is just floating on a bubble of belief and hope of a piece of paper that smells bad and looks the color green with a pyramid sign and an all-seeing eye. That's what people fight for. That's what I used to fight for. That's what I used to compete for. A piece of paper that smells like crap with a symbol on it of an all-seeing eye that is worth nothing and is convinced by millions billions around the world that it has some kind of value. That's currency. It's a belief system. Money is actual monetary backed by something. And that's where you have gold and silver. And it's proven that all these years, in the last hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, everything, every civilization, every change, every technological advancement, every society collapse and rebirth stemmed from a byproduct of the global currency. That's what it is. We talk about that the 17th letter of the alphabet, right? That letter, that's part of it, right? It's all connected to it. It's not just one thing. It's an interweb. It's an interweb of abundance, of people waking up, declassification. This is my lens, right? Decentralizing banks, returning power back to people, going to secure blockchain, living throughout the galaxy, knowing we're not alone, releasing free energy, releasing all these patents for all these entrepreneurs to build that had seen the vision early, right? Because there's so many timeline splits happening. So many timeline splits. Bitcoin, XRP, completely similar properties, completely similar technologies, completely different stages of evolution and research and development. Not even close. Training wheels, the XRP is, in my opinion, is complete different ballgame. So you see those different splits happening. And when you put them all together and you start really connecting the dots and you seeing the bigger picture, you get a little bit more confident in your decision making. All right, now let's take that to your everyday decision making. That's voting with your dollar. So the things that you buy in the stores, the things that you purchase your food from, the farmers markets. For example, I love my Kangen water machine because that's my return on investment. It's an asset for myself. I know that money I will be saving from not buying water bottles, chemical cleaners, antibiotic or antiseptics, anti-sanitizers, mouthwash, all these things, right, can all be replaced with water. Learning where my dollar goes there. And then you go start learning where your dollar goes for products that you buy, clothing, your energy, your nonprofits. You really can recirculate money in a beautiful way. So I plan on sharing more about money. Bigger picture, let's zoom out now and talk about what's going on in the world and how many people are actually now resorting to different currencies and how many people are signing on now to use the XRP ledger, which is fascinating in itself. And what it really comes down to is a transition of global currency. History lesson, long story short, the world started getting taken over by central banks and they held countries hostage. And they said, if you didn't go ahead and kind of fall into play with what our plan was, we're going to create war. We're going to create war for your country as well. So you start waking up to that. Where you show your love, absolutely. It's another amazing reason to show your love. You show your dollar. Some people show their love with their dollar, right? So many different ways. It's an amazing tool. And when you have the whole world that's now being liberated, and take what you want in this last part here, and started telling these countries how to free and liberate themselves, and they had evidence to support them, they started freeing themselves from the central banks, which are tied to those foreign interests, so to speak. So that kind of happened there. We talk more about that on my Telegram, which is very in depth, more in depth about what has transpired. But it's really bringing our monetary system back to a gold standard, back to where gold is backed. Gold is now the God's currency. It's been here since the beginning of time. So for me, looking at different investments of gold and silver, of different cryptocurrencies backed by gold and silver, backed by something of value. As the ISO 200022, I think that's what it's called. Look that up and where we're heading. And the shift is happening. It's happening right now and it's going fast. And you're going to see a huge split of people that hold on to their dollar, that don't look at what changing times are going through, that may keep getting distracted by external stimuli. Because you have the matrix, you guys. You have the whole mental matrix that's distracting you with TV, with sports, with partying, with engagement, advertisement, Hollywood, travel. It's tempting. This is the best time right now to learn about financial literacy, in my opinion. I could say that last year, 2 years ago. Some amazing books. Where's one of them? This is an amazing book. We were just talking about this with our community. The Business of the 21st Century. I could read you a few pages of this and it would want to make you start your own business just because of the power you bring back to yourself, you guys. It is so amazing. When people talk about change, we talk about what's wrong with society. We talk about what's wrong with the financial system. We talk about what's wrong with the economy, what's wrong with the voting and this and that. What is the solution? What is the solution? What is the solution? This is one of the solutions. One of the solutions is taking your power back, improving your health, starting with that, becoming aware, speaking your truth, feeling financially stable, because as you feel more financially stable, you'll feel more confident, grounded, and comfortable. You'll get kind of out of that stuck root chakra, so to speak. You're just kind of stuck and stagnant. And then your creativity will start to express, right? Your sexual energy and your solar plexus, right? You start to get a little bit more willpower. You wake up at 5 a.m. because you're willing. You want to make a choice. You're ready to make a change because you're empowered. And your heart starts to open up because you're literally helping others by doing this. It's the best part of it. You start speaking your truth because you're confident in it. You start seeing through all the lies, and then you start really connecting yourself to infinite abundance, and that's just not money. Money is one part of it. Money is one part of it. You've got energy, you've got mindset, you've got spirituality, you've got emotions, you've got balance, you've got all kinds of these other things that could be a return on investment for you guys. And it really starts with just education and learning. Education and learning is one of the first best ways you can do so. And I really want to focus on making my platform an educational platform, an empowerment platform, a mentorship, coaching, community, all of it. Not just one thing, because those are all the same thing. It's all the same thing, just different words to categorize and maybe separate and confuse people, right? So Come Out Better educational platform. I'm really excited. I'm working on crypto courses right now. I'm working on financial literacy, language courses, first for our community, our Wakewater Co community, and then obviously public to you guys. So I'm super excited about that. I know it's been a while since I've been on here. I've been in the kind of hermit stage learning a lot. So what I like to do, so whenever I learn things, whenever I explore and question things, I don't think about just me. I think about everyone who's following me. I think about friends and family. I think about people in our community, our neighborhood, people I meet, because I want to give them value always. I just want to be that walking, talking piece of value, whether it's something I looked up or something I received internally, and I can give back to people. And that's one of the greatest gifts you can do is learn something, educate yourself on it, and then teach someone else, especially when it comes to life-liberating choices. Pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And you don't need a credibility or anything like that. You just share something that's changed your life, share something that's empowered you, whether it's picking up a book, watching a podcast, speaking your truth about it, because that's how really you're going to make a change. So that's what I focus whenever I look at something. It's how can I expand on it? How can I break it down a little bit more and more? And I'm excited to share more and more, especially when it comes to money. It was like my last piece that is really tying everything I've been sharing over the years together. And I really see how everything works. You guys kind of always see those posters I have in my room. I will be sharing more of those. Those are a byproduct. A lot of those things that you see, if you go to the root of it, it has to do with money. It has to do with money. So much 3D, 4D, 5D, so many root causes is money. Because money is the root of all evil. Money doesn't buy you happiness. Now, for a piece of paper, an IOU, or a cryptocurrency, it's going to be here. So many people message me, why can't we just get rid of money and all? Why can't we just get rid of cryptocurrency? Why can't we just get rid of the dollar? It's all mark of the beast. We don't need any of that. And I literally go, do you know how the world works? It's not that easy to get rid of it overnight. So all it is, like the world has done, it's going to evolve. It's going to adapt. It's going to transform. It's going to transmute. It's going to change. Those 6 things, if you tell that to the average person, most people don't want to do that themselves. You're either evolving and changing with the crypto, you're either evolving and changing with the financial, you're either evolving and changing with the stocks, you're either evolving and changing with the way we do debit or credit, you're either evolving and changing the way we do business, home-based business, e-commerce. You're either evolving or changing, or you're just going to get, I don't want to say left behind, you'll be in the same place you've always been. That's it. Some of us don't want to evolve and change all that. We just want to stop and end it all and say, we don't need any of this. No money. Guys, it's not happening. That's just reality. That's just reality. So if now you became aware of what reality is, right, and where we're going and what we can do, and granted, if you want to move to an island uninhabited by life or the world and start your community there, send me, I'll come visit. For me, my vision is bigger mainland of helping people in the system break free of it. So if you live on your own land, you live on an island, you live in a remote place where you don't use a dollar and you don't do anything, you live on your own, somehow you're watching this on an iPhone or whatever, all power to you. This is more of a bigger message on a grand scale that all of us, majority of us watching this can do and can become aware of, is how our money works, how we can start waking up to the system that was. And when you put it all together with health, mental, physical, emotional, spiritual health, financial health, you really do feel this new rebirth, right? The phoenix, a phoenix rebirthing within you. So if this inspired you to learn a little bit more, awesome. Definitely get one of these books. I'm going to be talking more about money in specific, especially what I do to create abundance, and then how I can give it back to our community, how I plan on giving it back to nonprofits, how I plan on giving back to local gyms, using it as tax write-offs to keep the energy, right, in the ecosystem, not the economy, just in the ecosystem that I choose. Right, the ecosystem that I choose. This is the book. Then you can also look at the Hidden Secrets of Money, parts 1 through 10. So this video was of value. Wanted to keep it short and sweet. Send it to somebody. Get them excited to keep learning. Get them excited to maybe look at starting their own business. Maybe get someone excited to look at investing or learning about cryptocurrency. Maybe get someone excited looking into gold and silver. Just getting people excited from your excitement. That's where it starts. You want this world to change? Be that change. Be the change you wish to see in the world. Now, the question is, how can I be a change? Change the way you look at money. Change the way you look at the way the money is distributed. Change the way you look at the relationship to money. Transmute, evolve, adapt, because the world is, right? And if you're not, love you unconditionally, it just might get bumpy. So I'd rather let you know there's an earthquake coming, a big wave coming. Grab your surfboard, your wetsuit, maybe your snorkel and your fins, instead of you sitting on the shore with a pina colada on the hammock and you have no idea the wave is coming. Grab the board, we're riding the wave. So much love, you guys. I'll post this on the replay. Blessings, and share this, and we'll see you on the next one.